drink. Yeah, you know you can't fuck with the shit. Yeah, only thing I trust is my grit. Yeah, that's why I don't fuck with your bitch. Yeah, smoke up in space, girl, hit the green light and so right. Barman, the Martian, like Boston, a starship, I'm a man. Yeah, going way beyond space again through the pearly gates. I'm not looking in, yeah. Yeah, amazing race climb, amazing ways. Gonna make my way, this is my day to win, yeah. Why are you running your mouth? Like a turn upside down, in reverse now. You could be up in the south. Listen, you could be uptown in the north. I still say that you down in New York. Yeah, you ain't bringing no food to the table. Why are you counting the fork? Bitches the flight miles. Yeah, I got no time for the bitch. I done came up from a long way from hustling, posted what I was supplying the mix. You know I'm doing the Pilotman, don't know if I can let fly, so how's the trip? I got the eye, the eagle, the eye, the tiger, I am the mightiest fist, I am a bear. Yeah, you know the pilot the shit. Yeah, but all you hear is like a super shy man. I know when I'm back, got a star shit. You should know your ears are the farthest. Nigga, I'm out of your range. Fucking with Arch, X, Uriel, you demons are out of your brains. Like, you done met a star, what a stick, what a yeah, bitches flight cars, take a trip. Yeah, but you better drop it like a brick. Yeah, you know you can't fuck with the shit. Yeah, only thing I trust is my grit. Yeah, that's why I don't fuck with your bitch. Yeah, smoke the blunt with space girls, hit the green light and so right. Barman, the Martian, like Boston, a starship, I'm a man. Yeah, I got the Jeep up in space again. I'm the only thing on a different planet. I don't believe in no aliens. Got the Totarian key for Arcadians. You're never gonna be with an angel bit. Arch, X, Uriel, taking up a hill, turn the other demons to sense again. Fuck the past, I ain't even gon' hate a bitch. But I never go out of light. If you had 2 days to choose from, best believe you should be going with flight. It's a pilot make it glow in the night. Spitting only fire over the mic. Yeah, I got the best flow in the rap game, and you know I be right. Fuck with me, we be holy like Christ. It's first flight, yeah. Don't forget the F. And you know it's for flight. TLY, tell me Youngstown, tell your story, making chips on this a potato head. If you got no sledge, better play love, no air when you end up in space again. Holla man, you be lifted like aliens. And I'm flying saucer, plus flight chips, stay strapped like it's contract. What have you heard since the last time I taught ya? Flying cars, bitch, treat your ass like a toddler. You done met a star, what a stick, what a yeah. Bitches fly cars, take a trip, yeah. But you better drop it like a brick. Yeah, you know you can't fuck with the shit. Yeah, only thing I trust is my grit. Yeah, that's why I don't fuck with your bitch. Yeah,
Rest
with space girls, the green light and so right. Barman, the Martian, like Boston, a starship, holla man.
Oh, fuck Marvin and Marsha. Oh, let's talk about it. I'll talk about this case a little bit. Like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of our tax dollars went towards a whole verdict before we even get to see co-conspirators and who was on the tape. Where the tape at? Y'all saying, wait a minute, before we go to any verdict, where the tape? Y'all ain't allowed to be making no verdict without the tape. I said, oh, I watched Menace to Society before. You ain't about to let old dog be somewhere in the feds talk about 99, 95 after people that made millions of dollars of documentaries and talk about it, putting the names in the titles, making millions of dollars off of it, and you ain't part of nobody's family. Where you come from? Nobody never knew who you was, never knew you was a lawyer. To P. Diddy case started. That money is supposed to go to P. Diddy family. Oh, no. So wait a minute. How is it a verdict somewhere and we ain't see no tape? Where is the co-conspirators? You don't do no verdicts without no co-conspirators. Nah, not where I'm from. Where I'm from, I see many cases that I thought the judicial system made sense out of certain stuff. So in this case, I'm not seeing the same quality. So I'm like, wait a minute, how come over here this was something happening and things of that nature, and all the prostitutes went to jail too? And over here, this case is just what y'all said. It's kind of trick. And then I was, and he started thinking, wait a minute. You start thinking, wait a minute. They fucking with people's ego again. They fucking with people. So that's all it's about. It ain't really about nothing else. Hey, ain't nobody about to drop no verdict. We don't see no tape. The whole case was built on us being built up to see a tape. So I see Minister Society and the little fans come knocking on the door and stuff like that. Like, are you coming over here this early? Oh, come over here this early. You know what I'm saying? Like, I give a person my teacher. Don't come over here this early. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. No, you know they send undercover cops that look just like you. It'd be your uncle. You turn into an undercover cop. Yeah, everybody know. You know, come knocking on your door trying to get some information. Don't come over here this early. No, I'm saying stuff. I don't know who got the tape. I don't know about nothing about no tape. Nothing what happened to no agent store. I feel sorry for your mother. Y'all don't know one of the police wasn't really that deep into trying to figure out nothing either. I've seen ministers and say, y'all saying real shit. I know it goes on behind the scenes and shit. It's like a killer agent store. Fans don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. They said, wait, let's wait. Before we get them, let's hope they do 10 more before we get them. That's it. This shit ain't there. Wait a whole 10, 15 years if the plan don't go. You know what I'm saying? I see how they locked up Lil Durk. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't about to fool me. So at some point, I gotta sit back and look at it. Wait a minute, drop that tape for any verdict. Drop that tape. Who dropping bags behind closed doors to be like exempt from anything? You know what I'm saying? You already got away with it with Cassie. How's all these other people getting exempt? I always like to make this example. I'm from the hood. So I seen a person could be a family member or somebody that they just know. They don't know what their family member be doing or whatever the case may be and stuff like that. Just end up popping up on the week that the family reunion event land on and stuff like that. And everybody in jail. You end up getting in the house and they got raided. I'm saying they ain't sitting there allowing you to want to get pension and sue your family member or anything, and it ain't even that type of thing. You know what I'm saying? You might have a hard time, even more harder time. They make you a co-conspirator or something. They say you the one who was bringing it in from a different city, and you somebody's grandma. So they locked Sean Kingston mother up. So, and listen, they locked cash out mothers up. Don't be listening to these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? This is some bullshit right now. God damn it. I want to see the tape and co-conspirators before we even talk about the actual cases that they couldn't get on with and the 2 cases that still a goddamn lie. If I was P. Diddy, I'd sue every goddamn body. I'll sue every goddamn body and start making a law system where if there's any judges or something like that that don't look like they give a fuck about my people or whatever the case may be, they don't got to worry about taking them type of cases or whatever the case may be. And whatever mental illness they got, they shouldn't be a judge in the first place. I take all my money for that. All my money for building. I start reading real good. Like, what does it take to create a judicial law system and get judges? I get in the whole detail, and that'll be my new career. And I'll be teaching everybody how to do that. And everybody will have a jail for their people. Everybody will have a judge system for their people. Because ain't nobody about to sit here and tell me you about to be in front of a judge who don't give a fuck about you. And then that means something like that's normal. Now, that ain't normal. You ain't got no business having no judge job. I'm gonna tell you that, right? You do not got no business taking my motherfucking tax dollars and you being somewhere funky because you think you got a job and you part of a motherfucking cult that's part of criminals. And you ain't about to know. God laws in effect at that point. Any fucking wrong judgment from a damn to you and your goddamn family in danger. What the fuck? We ain't about to be playing no games like that. That's weirdo shit. Do not let nobody who don't look like you act like they don't give a fuck about you. If they don't give a fuck about you, you best to believe you bet not give a fuck about them and all your family and everybody in goddamn involved in the goddamn community. You better believe that. Don't ever look at nobody else and that's a whole part of something else, and they even got facial expressions. Like they don't give a fuck or got no goddamn compassion and they just there for a job and they frustrated because they got to deal with you. Oh yes, the same way they don't give a fuck about you, you look these people dead in they motherfucker eye and let them know we don't give a fuck about you either. You know what I'm saying? And you let that know God laws infect at that point. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, motherfuckers better act right and be relatable on this motherfucker shit. Ain't nobody about to be making up no spooky ass shit and no spooky ass numbers for shit that don't even mean nothing, which takes us into this damn prostitution shit. Right? First of all right, Cassie accepting being a prostitute. So if Cassie ain't, we got to know that Cassie a prostitute. If P. Diddy go to jail, then they wasn't music artists. They ain't signed no contract even before they met P. Diddy. They were prostitutes. So let's get that straight. The moment the judicial system accept P. Diddy to go to jail for prostitution, the moment the employees are always prostitutes. They wasn't music artists or whatever. So you're going to have to prove that these people was prostitutes, and Cassie going to have to go ahead and accept she was a prostitute, and the bitch Don and the Capricorn bitch, all these people involved, and the male prostitute. So really they supposed to be in jail. But if P. Diddy going to be in jail, we're going to have to prove these people was not music artists, We're going to have to prove dude wasn't no stripper or whatever the case may be. And we're going to have to put them in a box of, okay, you was prostitutes. And now you're going to have to update law, because now instead of taking actual prostitutes to jail along with the pimp like we thought it was supposed to be, you're going to have to create a law around prostitutes can fight for alimony now. They can fight because their mind state was wrong or whatever the case may be. And they could sue the pimp, and you could take the pimp to jail, and the prostitute grown funky ass pussy as an adult ain't got no accountability in this case. And if we ain't get ready to motherfucking do that, that's another reason we're going to have to switch this goddamn law, because we got people who don't give a fuck about people in a situation of considering laws for fucking narratives. Y'all are lost in some idol worship, mental concepts. This is what everybody praising at the moment. Mental narratives. Even down to God, everybody going to hell in that concept, because ain't nobody doing right from that starting point. And these starting points can't lead to nothing else but somebody getting money in their pocket and being frustrated with dealing with people they don't give a fuck about. And you don't need to have no motherfucking job like that. Don't be no fucking judge if you can't judge your fucking self. Don't be no prosecutor if you can't prosecute your motherfucking self. And so we need to start doing background history on some of these judges and prosecutors and shit. And any dyke energy, any single energy, any frustration, we got to start talking to these people, families and stuff like that, because this how things supposed to be done. If you gonna have any intellectual property or authority or overseer over any community, you best to be a part of that motherfucking community, or you ain't got no motherfucking business having no judgment on shit. And I ain't even go down to preachers. We need to talk about judges. Average individuals know that. You mind your motherfucking business. I mind my motherfucking business with shit I ain't got nothing to do with. If I got something healthy, people going to be attracted to that healthiness. Each governor, each judge, in each city, in each state, and each prosecutor, if this going to be your job, it's going to be one curriculum on part of this job. Get to know the community. And if you don't know the motherfucking community, get your funky ass out of here, because you practicing nepotism and you's a fucking foreigner. And we ain't letting that shit slide any motherfucking more, because motherfuckers is getting 10 to 15 years for shit that ain't even no motherfucking crime. Whose fucking family is in charge of this goddamn shit then? Can't be one that gives a fuck about you. So you need to start building up a circumstance of people who gives a fuck about you, so shit can have some goddamn logic behind it. The end. So when it comes to damn prostitution in this bitch, we gonna have to see that he ain't signed the bad boy, or that ain't his company, and P. Diddy is an actual pimp. Then we're gonna have to see some paperwork where Cassie ain't no artist and everybody else involved, and they decide to be prostitution. So we're accepting Cassie being a prostitute then. She was never an artist. So now we're gonna have to start looking at the music industry as weird. Why is the music industry promoting to us pimps and prostitutes? Who is allowed to make money off making a broadcast and promoting pimps and prostitutes and then lock them up? Who's doing this? What is this? I notice it when my motherfucking tax dollars is going towards hell, motherfucking no. Because last time I checked, P. Diddy was allowed to have Bad Boy Records. Last time I checked, he was funded to do everything he was doing. Last time I checked, Cassie signed a record deal. Last time I checked, P. Diddy didn't have no faulty business, because obviously we all know Bad Boy Records. So if we locking him up for being a locking him up for being a pimp, and she got $1 million for being a goddamn prostitute, okay, this past fucking 10 to 15 motherfucking years of hearing take that, bad boy forever, we'll never die in this motherfucking shit, who promoted that? Who allowed that? Who's promoting pimps and prostitutes and then locking them up? What's going on? Because my money went towards that shit. I bought a Mace album. I bought a Locks album. P. Diddy was allowed to be in that situation. We got to start pointing the fingers in the right motherfucking situations. Later for that motherfucker shit of people just setting us up to tear us motherfucker down and then be rich off all of our motherfucking blood, sweat, and motherfucking tears. And they get to create a narrative and use this term we and us like we supposed to agree with somebody's flunked out degenerate moral systems. Fuck that. That's a degenerate moral system. Who even came up with this concept? The fuck on out of here and shit like that. This is bullshit. Don't even let these people act nice. Start working on getting these people to fuck on. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. Let all this be an example of we're not going back. We don't want the same situation. We don't want the same people thinking they're in a position and they don't even like their job. No, they don't even give a fuck about other people. No, oh, y'all making missiles. We don't want our tax dollars going to that. Y'all don't care about kids. Y'all thinking about whole other shit. No, hell no. We need to have those kind of conversations. We dealing with children. The whole court system, judicial system is children. These are people who are frustrated with no job, no motherfucking life. And when you start to look at it, we really have to start questioning, how are these people who are claiming that they're in authority getting rich? Because if you're not making money and good moral practices and things of that nature, then you're robbing, you're stealing. So if you're stealing from a land, you're creating property slavery, aka trying to control a territory and making yourself rich by these property names. So when people pay these property names, it's really just for you and your family to sit around and do some type of colonization. That's really colonization or whatever. If you're not making money like everybody else, you got to get the fuck on. You know what I'm saying? So we about to stop people being in a position also of taking money that really they don't even really deserve. What is you doing for the community? If you're doing any psyop and colonization, you're not in no position to making no laws or whatever the case may be. This is why everything is degenerate right now. Because these people that y'all just sit around allow to say some stupid ass shit. Like, we get ready to do this. We get ready to do that. Who paying for it? Who paying for it? I know you ain't just use all these years of our tax dollars and that's what you get ready to do that with. I know that ain't about to be it. So either you get ready to say how you using your own money and we could go ahead and dissect how you made your money, and then it'll be justified for whatever you want to do with your degenerate energy. You ain't about to use no motherfucker body's tax dollars for none of that degenerate shit y'all doing. All the way down to immigration, and you a motherfucker immigrant. You ain't about to use nobody's motherfucking tax dollars to use no ICE motherfucker shit. And if we see it, it's racist. I don't give a fuck if it ain't got nothing to do with citizens here or citizens. Y'all bring it over here anyway. Stop y'all punk ass Democrat versus Republican arguments. It's all white boy shit. Stop that shit. It's like insulting people's intelligence. Creating a problem, then think we supposed to give a fuck about the motherfuckers who's creating a problem. Pick one who's going to look like they making a solution. Get the fuck on out of here. Let's make all this as a situation to not going back to shit. And let people talk to themselves. Everybody had to just talk to themselves at some point. Fuck all that shit. People, your life in danger by kidnappers and shit that's supposed to be the motherfucking law. Fuck all that shit. That don't make no motherfucking sense. Use this all as an example of we still in colonization and slavery, just in like in a mental way. This is some new mental way. Or they wouldn't be always trying to convince us how they think and shit like that. But every time we try to look at it and relate to it, we don't see no logic behind it. Then it'd be like hundreds of years of examples of how it's other way. So it's always people just winging it based upon public opinion. And once upon a time when it was more white boys and shit like that, they public opinion was the only thing that mattered. Now we in a situation where they need all other shit and stuff like that. So it looks scattered, but they still trying to do what they trying to do just through the lens of other people. So it still ain't gonna have no logic behind it through the lens of what they think is logical and the best way to go about it. Just use people that look like other people to talk to them about it now. You know what I'm saying? This is what we going through. We still going through colonization and racism. Don't ever get that motherfucker fucked up. I ain't never heard nobody get no 10, 15 years for no motherfucking shit that don't even make no fucking sense. For you to motherfucker be a pimp, you can't be no trick. You can't be built nobody's motherfucking career. Any fucking dick that bitch give her pussy to and that motherfucker shit is going, ooh, ain't no me going out my motherfucking pocket and bitch, you got a successful career and you traveling the world. There ain't no pimp. So if I'm getting locked up for a motherfucker me being a trick and I'm being called a pimp, man, I must be being called a pimp by a white boy. You know, and that's it. You better not think it's nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. White boys only use shit when it's convenient. You know what I'm saying? So now P.Diddy could be the biggest trick in the world. Bad boy, take that. And the white boy, if the white boy want to take you down, no, you a pimp now. You know what I'm saying? They could be the highest drug tail in the world, pharmaceutical company, everybody dying with 6 medications and shit like that, and high off Ozempic like Oprah and Rick Ross and shit like that. But they sit there and tell you big meech. And your drug didn't kill nobody. Your drug ain't caused no car accident. Your drug ain't caused no lung cancer. Your drug ain't caused no overdose or nothing. They shit cause death, lung cancer, diabetes, and you need several other shit, and you get impaired on the road and drive off a bridge. Like we seeing all these drunk kids that they just giving money to because they playing video games. This is bullshit. We got degenerates so much in a funky ass They looking at things like what I'm saying right now as negative. And I know I'm the highest moral on earth. You can't motherfucker mistake that. Hell no. Y'all better have these crusty ass motherfuckers be up to be judged just like anybody else. If there's a judge in the community, you have to have your family judged before you even be able to have that job, or take your ass back to England and judge somebody, because that's how y'all do it. Y'all do it just off shit without no logic. No other continent do that. That's why y'all always have problems with other continents. And stop speaking for America. America is my shit, native. It's my shit, and what I'm accepting with freedmans and stuff like that, and people who got some common sense. Y'all property tax or something like that, that's what y'all calling law. That ain't got nothing to do with nothing. That ain't common law. That's just what y'all call a law. That ain't our law. That's just what y'all calling Allah. I don't know what y'all doing. You know what I'm saying? But everybody is able to see into their grandmothers and grandfathers that y'all have no God, y'all have no morality, and y'all trying to create a concept working with other people's beliefs so you could somewhere secretly try to play God behind it. Now, everybody can see that who got good spiritual system, good wisdom, good knowledge, good concepts. Everybody can see that because we're too busy making new glorified bodies. Y'all too busy trying to make old bodies and shit like that. So it's an old body to even claim a trick as a pimp. And then for the most part, if you even trying to say she wasn't an artist and she a prostitute, we have to hear this out her mouth. I was a prostitute. We have to hear her say, I was never an artist. That was just a psyop that a record company that P.Diddy don't even have. It must be just Interscope or something like that. And it was them promoting pimp and prostitute through the lens of music and stuff. But I didn't write my own lyrics. P.Diddy didn't write his own lyrics. We didn't put together nothing. We was just caricatures. Now that makes sense from white boy template. If y'all want to do y'all degenerate shit. You have to be in your naturality, genuality. You have to stop creating layers of synthetic stuff, because when we peel back layers, it don't be no logic behind it. You know what I'm saying? It never be no logic. That's why y'all always putting your hands on people and killing people and stuff like that. It's no logic behind it. So I'm saying, if you put this back into context, you know that for a pimp to be a pimp, a person will have to be taken. For a prostitute to be a prostitute, ain't no career involved. So we can't call what a career is prostitution unless we're going to be taking people to jail who's promoting it. We can't be calling a person a trick, a pimp, and we ain't about to lock up the video directors. Every video director is supposed to be locked up because this all I seen. I can't put on no bad boy video right now. And somebody gonna have to take accountability. And we ain't about to just keep blaming artists. We about to start blaming on who keep getting rich off this shit. Obviously, these are the people who don't give a fuck. That's the person who don't give a fuck about a religion. Whoever owned Rolling Stones. So I'm not about to sit here and constantly make 1,000 videos about Rihanna. She just retarded trying to pay her bills. Shout out to her and ASAP Rocky. I want to blame whoever owned Rolling Stones. Obviously, they don't give a fuck about a religion to tell Rihanna, hey, I give you this check if you put on a nun outfit and have some blood dripping down your face. Obviously, it's who owned Rolling Stones. And so I'm not about to get into that stupid ass mental game to have people arguing against their own people. You know what I'm saying? Everybody who look like each other. She from Barbados. She look like she ain't Native American, but you know what I'm saying? From Barbados or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm not about to get into that game. Anytime you just color a little bit, they want to put everybody in a box and then make the best representation for them. And then when we peel back that later, it ain't no logic behind it. Like, it could be an old white woman saying that I'm about to get up here and do a play and act like Harriet Tubman and stuff like that. In her mind, she thinks she's doing something heartwarming. You peel the layers back, what is the logic behind it? Why couldn't you just take the money you got to have that stage and go get a black woman for that? You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's just, you could have helped out a whole grandmother and her family and shit, but you want to get up here and cosplay and think that is never no logic. You see what I'm saying? Like, shit like that. And I ain't make that up. That's some real shit that was on TikTok. It's never no logic. Like, I don't understand. There don't be no logic behind nothing. You know what I'm saying? We got to start having logic behind shit. How is a motherfucker a pimp? And every description we got of that is, I don't see nothing else in the hood. We'll call that nothing else but a trick. We got to care about somebody. Make her me. I got to make her me. That's it. And once you do that, none of them situations all the way to a video in a hotel will ever be existed. You know what I'm saying? So that bribery shit come from, it ain't bribery in P. Diddy concept. You can't do nothing else but that if you got a record deal. How is you signing any artist without that? So you can't use what somebody would do for white boy to take somebody's land and then start demonizing things and call it bribery when you do it more. And then since you got a law, do as I say, not as I do, create a system for somebody to make money that you have no choice but to do white boy tactics, and then they lock you up for it. It's almost like to make money, you got to act like a white boy, then they lock you up if you do it too much. So that goes for everything. Like, that's weird. So that's the new form of slavery. They trick y'all. It's money. Money is the new form of slavery because white boy need to put you in a position, and the only way they know how to do it is giving you something that may be a necessity. And if you don't have a necessity, they'll create one. That's where it becomes problem and solution. And when you get too comfortable in it, like get good at the game, they change the rules before you realize you in debt, aka start doing things that you will realize kind of slick, but you probably just too busy in this other area and got it all the way down to stickers on your license plate every year and shit like that. That'll lead to one thing, lead to another thing. It don't matter what you do. They always got a situation for you to be underneath. And a game that they made up in the first place from us doing the hard labor and the resource. So it's almost like this is what they're calling witchcraft, but it's not. It's bribery. A white boy can't make nobody do shit if you ain't flashing no money around. This is why you can't even have us think a certain way. You demonetize all of us. So it backfired. You thought we about to dick suck or something like that to try to please y'all to get monetized, and it completely backfired because we have real life support. So when it comes into that type of situation, they thought people was making jobs out of online or something like that, so they could take it away and make people need them or something like that. No adult spirit ever had that in their mind. So it's like they're acting like kids. Their whole motivation is to make us react and respond away. And since we're not doing it in their way, because they keep trying to destroy us, and then when they want to say we and us, try to talk like they talking to us, since it's backfiring, this is why they can't even throw the book at P.Diddy and charge him with them RICO cases and shit like that. Well, really, let's look at it like this, right? They'll try to make it, because this done playing God mentally without y'all knowing. They're trying to make it seem like, well, at least P. Diddy didn't get the main charges and he just got those 2 charges, so y'all shouldn't like the justice system. Man, them 2 charges alone, a person will have bail. If a person got locked up for those 2 charges that they're gonna get ready to try to mentally reverse psychology on y'all and shit, make y'all seem like the judicial system is cool, any person who would have caught those 2 charges first would have bail. They wouldn't even had that long time in jail. That's bullshit. They would have had time to fight their charges free. Anybody with common sense would have known a person got bail for them 2 punk ass charges P. Diddy gets guilty for. A person would have had bail to fight those charges. So so that's bullshit. That's bullshit. It's just them paying attention to us, and them trying to protect their government system because it's failing. And they're in a washing machine cycle and rejection. So they need more of our opinion. Their whole concept is needing validation from strangers. Bitch, if you just an authority and you got moral law, whatever you say, a person will be able to justify it and make sense out of it without even having to be involved and you having to hear them open up their fucking retarded mouth. You know what I'm saying? They don't got something. They don't even know they self. So they need validation about themselves. They need validation about their judicial system. So we the government at this point. I'm not about to sit there and have these people be still making money like that way though. You can't steal from us mentally or physically and still be in your same position you're making money too. Hell fucking no. And we're more teachers, we supposed to be making the most money. And we harder at sports, we supposed to be all joining that Ice Cube thing or whatever like that. And we are more the judges, we supposed to be getting paid for judges. Whether we got to create a circumstance where y'all start paying us and we do it online and through panels or whatever the motherfucking case, like y'all try to do the little schooling system in the front. But y'all not about to be in no situation where y'all just don't know how to do anything. Y'all learning everything in existence from real people, and then y'all only know how to colonize and make money off of it. No, that's not about to keep happening. Because this is why shadow banning happens. A motherfucker shadow ban you, still make money off your views and shit like that, and then steal all your ideas and be practicing it in a safe platform, and then call themselves saying this is the real thing, this is the real debate. How? You talking about a whole bunch of nonsense that only lead to making white boy popular. It's like some white boy get ready to speak like they know about something. Like, it don't make no sense. Somebody in the same situation as you, but that lets you know that that is the Masons, and I'm doing that. They're telling you they pick. Anytime you see somebody up here, all the way down to what the Nick Fuentes do, right? You're being picked to speak for something as if you're speaking for people. Who are you speaking for? When y'all start saying us and we and Americans, and then y'all start getting into details of who paying who for bombs and shit like that, that's Masons putting out rabbit holes. Why the fuck is we involved in these type of conversations? So it's either fear tactics and a reverse psychology of trying to depopularize. It don't even be having nothing to do with war or anything of that nature. Because why is it a network to tell us? Anytime somebody in a small dick energy, you have validation issues, your whole starting point of what's intelligent is needing validation from strangers. If I want to do what I want to, that's almost like a person who want to go somewhere and run around and say, hey, everybody, I'm going to commit suicide. I'm going to commit suicide. No, you just want attention. If a motherfucker going to really do that, they're going to just go somewhere and hide from all those situations that can lead into interactions with people that they know and things of that nature. So that's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Don't let nobody bullshit you. These is Masons up here just doing shit and laughing in one area, creating laws in another area, and creating tactics to depopularize in another area. You know what I'm saying? Anytime they start adding up people and it seemed like someone in the same position as you, but just because they got a tuxedo, oh, I'm a lawyer or something like that, they sound like they speaking for a whole country. They just speaking for white boys. They damn sure ain't speaking for you. Why would they be speaking for you? Why on earth would they be speaking for you? For an example, you could be another ethnicity, any ethnicity, besides white boy in government. You could be a regular white boy with us, right? But you will get online or on the news and you will see the government say, you know how like it's the Gulf of Mexico, right? And then you have America. Now, this ain't got nothing to do with Trump or the Democratic Party or the Republican or Obama. But y'all don't understand it's sarcasm towards Native Americans, that flag. And for someone to even say Gulf of Mexico, you should be ashamed of yourself if you another ethnicity. All the way if you Myron Gaines. You wouldn't be in this position without colonization. So this is white boy trying to get y'all to think like them. So when y'all say us and we, it ain't like you in the military. And it ain't like you willing to pull a trigger at a Mexican. Yet you said us Americans should do that, and you're really European in the spirit. You're saying, yes, us white boys allowed to take everybody's land and make it the Gulf of our shit. But here's the thing. You ain't getting nothing out of it. But you paying bills and property. That's why I don't, you see what I'm saying? It'd be weird. Like Wallow. Wallow, a Somalian, calling himself black, so he might got 15% black, African tribe, but he really more Nigerian Arab. He ain't got no Native American. He ain't got no me enough for him to be up there cooning, right? That was a coon. But people like that sit up here, and not just him, a lot of people, and shut them out. I don't have no ill towards nobody. I don't want to harm nobody, nothing. We're just using things as an example. Not even white boy. You know what I'm saying? But listen, right? You had these coons up here be like, white boy ain't did nothing to you, because they ain't been here long enough with us natives to understand even their freedman. They not a freedman spirit, right? So they don't understand how deep the cooning go. Like they'd sit up here and be like, white man ain't do nothing, y'all. And a walking example of someone who ain't got their language no more, on a land that ain't theirs no more, 2 peanut butter jelly sandwiches away from going to jail. Look, we just seen P.Diddy had a t-shirt selling us vote or die. Same people put him in jail. So what are we talking about? They'd be like, white people ain't do nothing to y'all. Okay, where's your land that your people, like your uncles, Trump and Obama and them, they got their uncles, Kamala and them, they aunties, these Asian stores and Arab stores you grew up living in a neighborhood going to, they got their aunties and uncles and things of that nature. So where's your aunties and uncles that's supposed to have a land and the store there and stuff like that and put you in that position? You know what I'm saying? Where was that at? Where is that at? Okay, that mean you're colonized. That mean some people got killed. That mean you got turned into a prisoner of war. That mean you're a property. That mean you're a motherfucking slave to somebody, some white man and a group of them, and setting up psyops for your talent could be feeding them and their kids for free in some type of way. So what are we talking about? What you mean white people ain't did nothing to us? And you a live example of already being destroyed, even more than people who still got their shit intact. You know, like, what are we talking about? You know what I'm saying? You have somebody like Kevin Gates just get out of jail, up here cooning right now with tuxedos on, that fake marriage he was having, and my feet hurt energy. Come on, man, come back to the streets, dude. Don't do that. Don't do that to us. Rest in peace, Young Mozzie. Don't do that to us, dude. Don't get up here when my feet hurt energy and start talking about shit. Start talking about your own people don't even like each other and shit like that. So what? White people don't like each other, but do you see them broadcasting and shit like that? They blew each other up in Europe, all kind of shit, and only show Miss Doubtfire when we see them. Motherfucker, we've got good businesses and all kind of goddamn shit, no matter what ethnicities we is, if we colored in this motherfucker shit. We only get to hear about somebody shooting somebody on the news. So don't get that fucked up like you ain't somebody part of your people and you got a mind and you got money. Ain't you a representation of your people? Where's this psyop coming from where soon as you are a representation, your people is the problem, but ain't you your people? Ain't you the representation? You should be out here saying my people ain't nothing. I'm this. This how us natives do it. This is why you don't hear us talking down on each other. We only fought. And a little bit of free man in me, they only fought. So I'm a superhuman. I'm some super shit. Man, y'all some stupid shit. No, I'm a super shit. Y'all some stupid shit. I'm like some super thing in the mind and body. Y'all some new mixture. This new man and woman the government created. I came before that. I'm more native than a small piece of the small pieces of men that was coming over here and shit like that from the free man. It's a small, so it's like that's like a superhuman. Y'all got after these cats start doing eugenics and start doing this, and more people from the Caribbean move more of us natives somewhere else on another Caribbean. Y'all after that. You know what I'm saying? I'm the purest of what it means to be a baby of America and that natural thought and the natural body of it. Motherfucker. Real shit. My thought itself is my forefathers and the Aztecs, Mayans, Incas, the Olmecs. Motherfucker, that's my mind. Y'all in some new mind. I'm taught by powerful spirits. Y'all taught by spirits that's docile and accepted the white man, and y'all wanna assemble and have y'all hands open because you did something for the white man. And in the white man mind, shit, he probably forced you to do it. In his mind, he probably looking at it like, well, I gotta pay you for putting you in a draft. Why I gotta pay you for forcing you to do something and you ain't just fight and die like them Indians? Like, shit, ain't my fault you still... You know what I'm saying? That's as far as it going in a white man mind. Or y'all would have been got respirations. And y'all supposed to get it too, though. Y'all supposed to get it. I ain't the one that go against it. Anybody who's supposed to get some money, I'm not a hater. And you could bet your bottom dollar I would never vandalate nobody's shit. Not even white boy shit. That's stupid. You got some hard-earned money you put into some motherfucking shit that keep my motherfucking hands to myself and people. That's just common motherfucking sense and decency. Motherfucker, like, goddamn it, that ain't got nothing to do with the mental games we going through. What the fuck I'm gonna take my hands and or some object and vandalize your hard-earned money regardless of what we beefing with? That don't even exist. That might never be here after 100 years. It's gonna fade away in the atmosphere. The fuck I'm gonna put all my attention on it for? The fuck? Like, but this is the way y'all think. Y'all fucked up in the brain. And then when somebody coming hard with real shit that really think about children or something like that and bastardizing, flaming baptism on shit and things of that nature, it's seen as negative because people in the mind is worshiping idols, narratives, concepts that really ain't got no logic behind it when we start pulling layers around it. P.Diddy need a motherfucker straitjacket and medication for the sexual urges. That's what the fuck he need. He don't need nothing else. Y'all said real shit. He needs somewhere 6 months in a mental institution and goddamn it, some sex medication. Y'all said to get his mind back in music. Maybe he'll start writing his own lyrics and making his own beats or something like that. Get back to in the studio. That's what he fucking need. We need institutions to help motherfuckers' minds from all this damn washy shoe thinking. Y'all said real shit. That's what we need. And not anything else. Man, I don't want to hear about it. It don't make sense. Shit do not be making sense, man. I said I ain't never seen a trick go to jail for a pimp. I ain't never seen a trick. I seen him get roasted. You know what I'm saying? I seen him go broke. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. I seen a lot of shit. I seen him in like MC Hammer. Like for real, I seen a lot of shit with a trick. I ain't never seen him go to jail for 10 years. I ain't never seen that one. That's cold. Well, that's a cold mental washy shoe trick right there. You know what I'm saying? You can be a trick now. You know what I'm saying? You gotta look at it like this. Let's say you some goddamn Fat Albert, Yogi Bear in the face, goddamn cousin Skeeter neck, right? You probably thinking, God, social media apps and online is there now. You mean to tell me you go to jail because you can find somebody 10 countries ahead that look just like you and you can bring Miss Fiona with you and shit like that, being Shrek? And you mean to tell me you can go to jail just by finally having somebody you can catch? I said, like, you gotta think like that. Like, see, white boy don't be thinking when they be making laws and shit like that, and we don't check them, man, it'll be people in the world that, man, probably thought they ain't never had no ass in their life and shit. Like, no, they ain't about to find nobody in the area. You know what I'm saying? So they thank God for social media apps and shit like that. They probably spent their whole life to get a good job and shit like that. Boom, they found Princess Fiona two countries away and shit like that. You think they ain't about to fly and connect each other and shit like that? Who get ready to go to jail for pimping and prostituting though? Knowing damn well neither of them in a position to even have access to that. But shit, let white boy tell it they could go to jail. You know what I'm saying? Let white boy tell a whole boy, goddamn it, Shrek could go to jail just because he flew Miss Fiona and Miss. So you gotta think like this. You gotta think for real. Like, come on, man. Somebody right. Chill. Or we're going to start locking up everybody in the music industry who's trying to sign somebody to a record deal. And we're gonna have to lock up Adam 22 every time he flies somebody to No Jumper for an interview and shit like that. Any female we up there, and if I hear her lyrics, if I see anything, it's prostitution. And lock up Adam 22. Didn't he pay for somebody to fuck his chick? Lock his ass up. That's prostitution. How did what Adam 22 do with okay, if P.Diddy not getting locked up for RICO, he not getting locked up for sex trafficking, but he's getting locked up for 2 accounts of prostitution, what did Adam 22 do? When he allowed himself to be a cluck, and he actually broadcasted, I paid homeboy. He said it. That's a crime. That's almost like DJ Academics up here telling y'all that I ain't paid for my green card to be over here, and he's still here. You telling us your crime? Nah, man. And then we got these cats worrying about ICE and something like that. We got people online that the same government is using that somehow allowed to do the same thing our tax dollars is being used for to be vague about. And ICE could just exercise that on anybody for real. You know what I'm saying? Nah, man. Y'all letting white boy get away with too much laws that don't even got no logic behind it. How's Adam 22 didn't do the same thing with P. Diddy did and then got paid more money off of it by broadcasting it? Like how? He flew dude in. He paid dude. He had a show about it. They did it. He did it again. Didn't he? It don't even matter. He broadcasted what P. Diddy did. They got us thinking that we got to wait for the tapes that they secretly got, that we just got white boy up here just shit broadcasting it and still getting paid off of it right now. I don't see the difference in the crime. What's making it different? See, y'all about to get ready to jump in white boy's shoes. Oh, because of this, because of that, because I love colonization. Just say that. But I love pirates. Just say that. You know what I'm saying? Don't it's like, because something wrong with y'all. That's what I'm starting to think. It's the spirit. They done found a way how to, like, even though somebody's stronger mentally that bend in and become the DNA is more the percentage scale somewhat, they figured out a trick after losing so much that still they can squeeze into a few bodies. So now a lot of people over here, I'm telling y'all, whoever y'all got y'all skin ain't really y'all kin. I'm telling y'all. I think a lot of y'all freedmans are starting to realize that already, though. Us natives, we had to realize that before y'all. Coon over the land and make a bunch of names that mean those the other people or those the separate people. We was coming up with all kind of names back in the day and shit like that. Y'all say y'all dealing with it now because y'all experiencing the energy of the starting point, and now y'all in like later portions of the accumulation of it. And it's so big on a percentage scale, it's like almost y'all going through the same exact thing we going through, just in a watered down version of it. It ain't so harsh yet. And when y'all start fighting and talking about making a military and confederation, though, that's when it'll get there. I'm trying to steer y'all away from there because history repeats itself. When too many people wake up and they're realizing the nuance to something, you don't know how to react. It's one of those situations. Like one of those Neos on a television screen that the one Neo wasn't at that moment, the 6th Neo. And then when the keymaker, Mr. Carnal Pilgrim face turned around, and then you can see one of the Neo like, fuck yeah, and all that and shit like that. Right? One of those, you're planning out that storyline. And a lot of times that could be a Hebrew Israelite, a Pan-African, a Moor, a Hebrew Native American, you know what I'm saying? Because you're lost in the remix version of it, not how it was stolen from you and taking all that shit out of it and bringing God's language back to the holy people and stuff like that. So you're lost in something that you're still saying the white boy is your God without you knowing it and stuff like that. And it's a whole, and then it's not even your language. It's plagiarized. It's a prayer warrior, not a way we can dialect with each other. See what I'm saying? That's why when you hear these people start talking about all these discovering Greek texts and stuff, like they don't even know words, and then they only could describe what it means through English. This is languages that you're just supposed to speak. You know what I'm saying? So when you getting it in that context, it ain't made for it to speak. Just like the Bible ain't written in chronological order and stuff like that. It's just a bunch of stories. Just like when y'all trying to decipher something, it's just a bunch of wordings that y'all trying to decipher. And then when you think you know something, you just become a prayer warrior and you're lost in somebody's goddamn it rabbit hole. You know what I'm saying? So you don't know what the word actually mean, and then you interpret it through English. You know what I'm saying? And then whoever made it in English made it mean what they wanted to mean for them to be that God of it, that God of that mental template. But it's just a whole bunch of stuff what us Native Americans was doing in real life. For an example, man walking on water. That's a caricature, like an over-exaggerated, anthropomorphized story about what all of us Native Americans was doing, taking a wiggy walk. You know what I'm saying? Or a mini walk. It's just walking. It ain't actually walking on water, but internally it is like you walking on water, creating a man, a thought, a less dense thought that could walk on a collection of thoughts that become a heavier dense that play out like a water flow. And when you take your spirit and put yourself in that form, in that sphere, then you get to walk on that sphere you was in that made you feel like you were spiritually drowning in all those emotions and stuff like that. See what I'm saying? And then it could be a time when you're going through a scarcity. So whatever your spirit is going on, you create that train of thought and line of reasoning, and that was bend in and become your organs. When you get into a situation that's unfamiliar, especially a high intense one, even if it's fear, you learn your capabilities and incapabilities faster. And if you're in this space a lot that I'm just describing, when you get into that unfamiliar space, some of those traits act out because you built more of the neurons to develop it. This is how we're raising y'all to become from animals and monkeys to become a human. And now we're making a new, it's always a washing machine cycle to bring everybody. And this thought condense as a shape and form in the atmosphere and become a new form in the environment of an organ that we could be those new glorified bodies. So we become that being on that geographical location that anything that's rejected, that's on a deserted land, can't even go to, even if they tried. We have some like spunk, like not like some skunk energy. Just a fume of a thought will push the atmosphere away from these people and stuff like that. We still got that energy now, it's just on lesser scales and stuff. But we always share one existence, but worlds is minds. So we have to make the mind the world, and it condense and become. Earth is not the separation of heaven and hell. Earth is what we're making from the mechanism of less dense, and then it become a heavier dense, and then we get to experience it, right? Which y'all be calling heavy. I mean, heaven is just experiencing the less dense, and then once it collect, this is what y'all calling hell. Because you don't like everything that collected because you ain't in charge of making the mind state the right way. So you make less layers for yourself mentally and physically, but you have to pluck from the same world that probably did it more sufficient than you and got more layers than you that go to characteristics, mentality, culture, things in the land. And if you a group of spirits that do that as a whole, you either get born on a deserted land and having to do that on a global scale as a team and rape other people's land and stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? But this is the natural quality of what it is. So it's not what we call it heaven and hell is just lost in separatism. Separation is just understanding the different procedures that happen in this one mechanism. And you could get lost in one procedure or the other. When you get lost in the less dense, you get lost into your first body, the mind. When it condenses and become the physical body, that's the heavier dense. That's a team. So as a spirit, you're supposed to make the mathematics of the mind and it condense and make the brain. So you're still going on that same process. You make a thought and it condense and get processed through your brain or your heart or your organs. You get motivated, you get adrenaline or whatever. It's the same process or whatever the case. And when you do it backwards, you're doing organ implosion. plucking from the world, we're tracking it for a self-serving thing, that using it for how you already built your body. So you're trying to do a mind state how you already built this body over again. It's like worshiping the 33rd vertebrae. You already made a mind to make this vertebrae. So we're supposed to use this mind and this vertebrae to make another one. See what I'm saying? And that plays out in the atmosphere, and it condenses and become the physical. And it leads based upon attraction of things that everybody want to do without force. So that's the attraction, synchronizing, and relatable energy. That's the highest water, that you could do something alone. And just when you self-reflect, when you start to self-project it, your actions speak louder than words, even when you ain't trying. You gain attraction even when you ain't trying. You gain popularity even when you ain't trying. You ain't have to hit nobody upside the head with a sword. See what I'm saying? So that's how you know you're going on a cycle of all the energies that allow us to be here. If you separate from relatability, you're not around no spirits that relate to another spirit to even have sex. You separate yourself from all the qualities beyond your only physical way of justifying it with your bias. But you ain't do that with water, though. Why didn't you just go somewhere and die from dehydration? Why didn't you be like, well, I need water, but it ain't no... But I don't got to think about water as something I got to relate to with my own body, because we're two separate things. So I'm not made out of that, or whatever the case may be. Why you don't do that then? Just go act like you don't. If you don't need to think properly with synchronizing and relatability for you to be here, why do you got to drink properly? Stop drinking then. Stop drinking water. Come up with something in your mind, a made up imagination in your mind, so you can live in hell right now and be dehydrated. So you can show yourself how you can physically be in this hell I'm talking about that you going after you die. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. So because people be weird, and these religions be weird, and then we start creating false religions and stuff off going to hell. So you have to be careful. When you're in your inner world, all the way to your dream, these is your chakras. We make up membranes. We supposed to know we put these things together as a relatability and synchronicity. That's what makes something make sense to us, and that condense and become adrenaline, and then we feel good about our decisions. Not somewhere where we come up with one of these things and the mathematics of it is, I'm lost, so I need to figure out what that is. You made it up. So go to hell. You like go to your own hell. It's like when you're in your mind or your dreams, people be making up go. Especially the Masons do that shit. They talk about going into the light or whatever the case may be. So they have dreams and cults and stuff about dreaming about a bubble that they got to go into, and they're going to meet other people in the world. Like, but where else? Like, let's make sense out of things. Everybody think, right? So that's what that is. But let's make it make sense. Where else is that but your mind? You're only trying to make sense out of it when you wake up and tell somebody else. And you should be thanking God you woke up, because you would get trapped in your own hell. That's your own hell you prepare. You know what I'm saying? This is how the Jews think. This is how the Pope and them think. All that. They got this money concept that if they can experience luxury on earth, they think it's an in reverse energy, as if we create destruction down here and get rich down here, that means we're the richest up there. So whatever we did down here, we get to bask in that. No, everything is in reverse. What you do down here, you only do to yourself. There ain't nothing in life that taught you different, except you talking to other lost people and y'all coming up with newer ways to go to hell, but in y'all mind is in reverse. It's a better way of thinking. You know what I'm saying? It's about doing degenerate shit. So it's really when you go to sleep, and you can dream about your own bubble, that's you in your own mind. You making your own hell. You trying to make the most reality out of it too, so you can never get out. It ain't nothing else but in your mind. That's you in your mind. You're making your forms. I don't know how people are steal from someone, don't believe in it, and then come up with a belief anyway. But it's just going to hell, though. It's just the mathematics. Anybody part of a cult going to hell, like point blank, period. Because anything that you're doing only means something about that you're satisfied with here, but it separates you from all the reasons and ways of how you got here in the first place. So you get stuck in your own mind. You made the quality of having a mind, taking all the qualities of being here with a mind, because you have to be here to even make these thoughts, and made it that you could only experience it after death. So you will never be able to be born again or whatever like that, because you tried to be God. So it's like eating the wrong fruit. Because everything is fruit. Everything ain't meant to be ate. Just because you got vines and poison ivy in your yard, that means you're colonizing it, right? Just because you got a weed in your yard don't mean you need to touch it. And don't mean the solution is pluck it every time it grow again. It's something natural. and it was something that was growing before you. So you're going to waste your time every time having to go pluck it and put on gloves, knowing that you have, it's just something you need to stop controlling because you get sick and disappear every time you fuck with it. That's something in nature. So I'm saying, so you got to look at it like that in the spiritual farming grounds. Just because you can colonize something in a field don't mean you need to be eating from it all the time. You need to be fucking, you need to be plucking from it and using the ego of, hey, I colonized this wild thornberry the face. However the case may be. So this what makes me someone, and I could die here and have a memorial here and be lost here forever in the spirit, lost in this mental concept inside of this being, and in the physical concept I created for myself. And if it's on somebody else's land, I'm constantly getting haunted in their hell. And this is how a lot of the people off the Mayflower boat evaporated as spirits, because a lot of their people at this time that evaporated too just had a little bit of grace. They probably came back 1 or 2 times and evaporated too, based upon how extreme stuff had to still been going. They created a monument. A lot of people came over here, created a fort, died in that area, and created a memorial there. They getting torn to pieces. A little spider. Everything happens in synchronicity. You know what I'm saying? They getting torn to pieces and shit like that, and things of that, and giving their people ideas of not staying in places and stuff like that, because that's something you're not supposed to do. So they probably coming up with systems of no matter where they die at, their family gonna take them where their homelands at to be buried. But it don't matter. You're taking the money to be able to do that from the land you did it on. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna stay in hell. But there is no concept of other concept of hell. We make these things up. What you make up, that's where you go. You want to make up your own mind? That's where you go. You want to make up a mind that's relatable for us all to be here? You keep coming back. Now, you already shouldn't come back if you think this is hell. If you think this is something negative. Nobody told you to look at your small dick and think the world ain't shit. That you probably already on that path of having to go along and find your soul tribe so you can build yourself up. And you'll come back with more healthy oil running machine organs, and you'll find a situation where your previous things you was worried about, you're not even worried about no more. You finding some female pussy who her hole fit your dick size just for you, because she in a position that even if she liked somebody with a big dick, the way she look or something like that, she ain't being able to get it. So y'all a perfect motherfucking match. But until we creating and building societies around that and this motherfucker shit, we just getting controlled by people who shitting bricks in the brain, and it ain't nothing got no logic behind it or no morality, and everything got to go to war and fighting. That's phony. That shit phony. You know what I'm saying? Where things could be way more healthier. We had goddamn concepts and moralities to go about it and shit. And we won't even be having no discussions that don't make no motherfucking sense when it comes to goddamn P. Diddy and him getting ready to get 10 motherfucking years for him being a trick. You know what I'm saying? Real shit. A lot of people is like trying to get into a career right now and looking at it like, damn, I'm not even doing what P. Diddy doing, but in all actuality, I'm not doing anything different. It might not have anything to do with sex, but I have to fly somebody out. I gotta fly somewhere. I gotta get bribery. I got to make a decision with my lawyer. Should I sign this contract or not? I ain't this bribery about something. You know what I'm saying? So in all actuality, it's just the government imploding on themselves. Whatever that they doing to make themselves think that they're trying to piggyback off us, they're already in an imploding stage from even needing us in the first place. That was the early stage of it, early 1900s. Needing other ethnicities and stuff. And now needing our validation. And now we in a stage that they can't do no right. So it's just everything that they do, they're seeing negative now in some way, shape, or form. All the way to the point is like, okay, yeah, P. Diddy did one thing. Whose morality was it to be, let's send all these fake reporters and shit like that to talk about it now and get all this money from it and documentaries from it? Whose morality is that? Because what I don't be understanding is, sometimes I be watching and I be seeing other ethnicities and like y'all be thinking like, sometimes this ain't a racist thing, but I gotta be real. Y'all be thinking a white boy law is law, but it just be a whole stinking ass white boy that anybody, like y'all just allow somebody to say PhD. I'm a PhD, because this is how I see it, right? You will have another ethnicity be like, oh, we have to listen and shut up because this white man saying he a lawyer, so he know what he talking about. Whatever he say, let's listen to this and add this to our discovery. But see, I'm native. We don't look at it that way. Everything white boy ever was in that position never was right. All the way to Dr. Fauci and telling y'all about vaccines. Every white boy they ever put up about anybody's case was wrong. You have a white boy up here saying, hey guys, they about to do this, that, and the third, and this, that, and the third. Everything went left. It always is a psyop of they just throw people up there and just say anything. And all they got to do is put on a tuxedo and say, I got a PhD, and I'm a fireman, I'm a lawyer, I'm a police officer, I'm a sergeant, I was in the military, and then that's it for y'all. I'm a scientist, I'm it for y'all. As long as they got white skin and I'm a scientist, I say so. It's like, that's it. But I've never seen in history where one of them was right. Like, I've never, all the way to politics. You got all these white boys and even other ethnicities from India, Asian Indians, and Indian Arab Asians, right? They sit up here and be like, yeah, y'all, just that and the third, because they about to win the elections. It always go left. We always more right about something. Your auntie be always more right about something. Y'all sit up there and let your auntie looking Cat Williams up there say some shit your auntie been saying for the last 10,000 years. And shit like that. It'd be like, oh, Cat Williams, he told the truth about something. How? Your auntie said that last year. You know what I'm saying? We've been hearing about P.Diddy since, goddammit, like, the longest. So what are we talking about? Like, all the way down to religion. Y'all just now realizing the whole thing is wrong. And y'all still in some same energy, allowing white boy to sit back and do how they started that psyop. Hey, let's create another lie that they might believe. And hey, let's say we found this. Why y'all keep allowing white boys to discover shit? Y'all ain't into discovering something? If y'all got into discovering something, it'll get shut down. Because what you'll realize is white boy gonna shut it down, not because you might find something before them, because there ain't shit to find. You might just realize white boy making shit up. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we figured out Noah's Ark board or whatever the case may be. We figured out some mummy or whatever the case may be. But bitch, you can't even go to your two grandmothers ago funeral and see her bones in a damn casket without it being dust. So what is you talking about? We got well-preserved caskets and the funeral that if they wanted to do some embalming shit or whatever the case may be, we could see a body not turning into dust longer than 2 to 3 years. We don't even see that with the shit we got in funeral homes. What the fuck make you think way before we had any of this new technology, eugenics and all this shit, and bomb implosion with our organs and shit like that, they finding mummies named Lucy? Are you fucking out your fucking mind? Y'all keep allowing white boys to do that to y'all. Y'all retarded. Y'all retarded. I believe it. I really believe it. So I wouldn't doubt if y'all start having arguments again about monkeys. And then everybody come from some damn, y'all allow a white boy to come up with some logic. Y'all never hold white boy to the conversation. Like, how you know anything if you just came here 5,000 years ago? How you know anything if everywhere that you're claiming you know the history of, you only there via colonization? So you wasn't there before the people who was there. Where's the people that you supposed to build back up so they can speak for themselves? Like, we ain't never holding white boy to the feet of this. This is why y'all having problems knowing who Jew, and we ain't got no European on our Jewish blood tests and shit, but they allowed to tell y'all who immigrants are, who ain't immigrants. But we ain't allowed to ask the question, who's funding the whole system of y'all being immigrants? So it's like, what are we talking about? How is y'all allowing any white boy or any ICE to even have immigration be a conversation? At this point, they should be weeping with their soul and trying to do right, and we should been updated a system where this ain't even a circumstance. We know immigrants here. We know what y'all did to us Native Americans or whatever the case may be, and we're trying to reach better solutions. We should be at a state where that ain't even a thing. So we know it's just people playing games on people and why they secretly behind trying to claim natives to people's lands with reverse psychology. And hopefully enough amount of centuries could pass so they can make a stupid argument like, well, how long does it take for somebody to be here and have people here to be native somewhere? That's the last argument they got. The dumbest shit in the world. The sun and the atmosphere and the environment don't make you here. For an example, you're always going to have more Native Americans being born here, even as the mixed ones, or even on a percentage scale. It doesn't matter. You're not going to see us flooded in Asia. And that don't let them tell you Siberian shit. Ain't nobody from motherfucking Asia and shit. Everybody come from a southern sweet spot. They got to make y'all believe everybody come from the north everywhere. And they ain't come from none of these places. But it's a reverse psychology to say, hey, but we was here first. And now for some reason on every continent, wherever there's a north at, white man doing reverse psychology on people. And somehow when you start to think you're telling an intelligent conversation, you don't know you just actually saying white boy was here first, whether they was there before the people there or not, and you're starting with their history of the colonizing. So it don't even make no sense at some point. You know what I'm saying? It really don't even make no sense. But and I had another point too. Yeah, because we don't hold their feet to the fire on nothing. No, before this. No, before that. Yeah, so we should have been had a system of updating the immigration or whatever the case may be. So that just let you know it's being used as a psyop because that's their system and that's how they make money. It ain't got nothing to do with them caring about people. I'm saying it got something to do with, oh, this is how we make money, and we're weakening up on our ability of doing this. So we have to go to the drawing board. And this is all we experiencing, just people winging shit. That's why they need our opinions more than ever now. But still trying to play in control and play God. The moment you need us, the moment you're not God. And the moment you're doing anything to try to take from us to still be in your position, you're going to hell. The end. If you can't come up with a good common sense idea about yourself and we all can listen to it and be like, that's cold, you ain't even got nothing to talk about anyway. So it's just degeneracy. Name one thing white boy is talking about besides degeneracy. It's just bribery and war. They whole concept of what they even trying to make without is intelligence. Listen to a punk ass Myron Gaines podcast that they're trying to make as a psyop of, hey y'all, this is what we want y'all to look like, what it means, talking about everything or whatever the case may be. It's just making white boys popular and trying to make everybody in this us and we energy like they ain't talking about nothing else but degeneracy. The things they're logically making sense out of ain't got nothing to do with kids or nothing. All the way to their justified killing without even knowing that they're justified killing. Because it ain't got nothing to do, the whole conversation is bribery and goddamn it, and killing. They're degenerates. They're trying to make sense out of using money for bribery and killing. The Alex Jones debate with Nick Fuentes and the Arab Asian India dude, right? Because he's colonized because why are you accepting them calling y'all Indians? And y'all speak an Arab language and y'all from South Asia. Why are y'all letting Brita Man do that? And then us Indians actually got to clean up everything and shit like that and let people know that word ain't even got nothing to do with Christopher Columbus ever coming over here. He never even came over here, and it was what we was establishing through the peace treaties for them to know what to call us and for us to know what to call them, which is why English is a pig gang language mixed with 75% Native American, then French, British, England, and Spangler. So and pieces of Latin that they just stole from us also. And Hebrew is goddamn all the Native Americans without the pig gang mixed up for the Jesuits to play y'all God by the militia. And Greek is Muskogean Creek from the Coons of the Native Americans and the Iroquois and Muskogean Creek of the Confederation that was coming together with the government making them fight over land and shit. So all that shit is bullshit. And the whole Jewish concept is them taking what was the Native American rights over here and taking our concept and what we wrote down, making a religion out of it as they can claim the true people everywhere, but the sun and the environment doesn't make these people that's claiming that everywhere they go, all the way into Israel. So you would know that they're copying people and creating laws around it because they still govern the law. But they're bringing these languages like the R, the Q, the C, the J, and what's the other one? Because Q stands for the Queen language, the R stands for the royal family, the C stands for the crown, the J stands for the Jesuits, and their justice or whatever, and Zeus and shit like that. And then there's another one. There's another one. It's H. Oh wait, it's damn. What's the other one? It's another one though. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just 4. It might just be 4 though. No, I said V. Hold on, say V, C, J, and Q and C. Yeah, and J. Or V. Yeah, V. V stands for Victorian government. So you got V for Victorian government, J for Jesuits, that's cosplaying as Jews with their justice and Zeus. You got C for the crown. You got R for the royal, and you got Queen, Q for the queen language. And when they put these letters in someone else's foreign language, they call it a king's language, and this is what becomes English now. So for the most part, they took over Native American shit and try to be the rulers over the Americas, the Mayans, the Incas, and the Aztecs. Mayans, and Incas. Incas make their descendants slaves. You know what I'm saying? And reverse psychology everything. Make everybody think they're coming from the north somewhere, not the south somewhere. And then make everybody think that they're mixed with another thing that we think we're mixed with. You know what I'm saying? And then this is how they're changing things to be in control. But when we point the finger at them, ain't no logic behind it. Ain't no blood test behind it. Ain't no history behind it. Ain't no DNA behind it. Ain't no actual nature and sun behind it and environment behind it. For an example, you could be colonized and be a large portion of people on America all you want. But we know in Africa, the Negro tribes and the Arab tribes is the only people getting made out the sand. When you go to Europe, you know that dumb type of people who came after Spain and other people and stuff like that, that after get mixed and stuff, we know that that type of mixing and whatever people was over there that came to mix only make those type of people now. Asia, right? You know that the sun in that environment only make those type of people. We're not making arguments of these people traveling from somewhere else. Since you live in America and you're witnessing someone who's a prisoner of war, the Native Americans, you're also taking their history and not having no logic behind it for yourself. You're not going to see more Native Americans in Asia. You're not going to see more Asians in America. You're not going to see more Native Americans in Africa. You're not going to see more Negro tribes and Arabs in America. You're just going to see pieces of pieces based upon what white man is doing. You're not going to see more white people in America, Asia, or Africa than Europe. You're not going to see more Native Americans in Europe, and you're not going to see more white people in America than Europe. So, or Russia or Germany. So what is we talking about? We actually can see the sun and the environment make the people on that land. No matter how much you fucking moving people around, it's still gonna be millions of the same people that's generating from the same goddamn land that makes the washing machine cycle, the sun, holy blood, your blood, purity. No matter how you mix, it's still a washing machine cycle no matter where you are. So even if you colonize and you came on, this is where to get to ethnic genesis thing yet. If you come from another land and you still mix, there is no such thing as a new race. Whatever your most percentage scale is, that's what you are. You're just mixed with the small percentage scales of things. That's it. And ain't nobody trying to practice incest. So that would have always been a thing beyond if you're mixing with other tribes who ain't your family, but it's your same group of people, like if you white, or if you're mixing with other ethnicities and things of that nature. But there is no such thing as creating a new race. It's just you in a washing machine cycle and you may be mixed. But whatever the largest percentage scale is, that's what you are. The other shit is just the other shit. That don't make no sense. You can't, how's we making up new people? That don't make no sense. That's dumb. That's like saying, y'all lost in white and black. If you type in black, it's going to take you to somebody from Africa, and then that's going to take you to Arab, Berber, the Negro tribes, for lack of better terms. So, like, what are we talking about? So we're talking about more percentage scale. We don't even have to do DNA tests for that. That's dumb. You can look at who's the majority of people on that land. The end. God did that part. We don't need no DNA for that part. Then you can start to separate, oh, this is the small piece of what that person may got that mimic those things, but who they are outweighs that. The moment y'all start to make that vague, y'all get lost in white man ability to hide, to be Jew, to hide, and then make up shit that y'all think is only logical arguments because of their platforms and limited hangout websites that they make the whole world claim to be important. And if you're not doing it that way, it's not going to be accepted. I'm a PhD. So here's where you lose your concept, your grandmother retarded, you become somebody's grandfather or grandmother that's retarded, and the only way of knowing about yourself is white man, and white man is creating a whole psyop because they don't know themselves in the beginning. So they're just becoming everybody. So if you let them go far enough with it, white man gonna become black, Puerto Rican, Mexican. They're already trying to claim they native, and freedman and shit like that. And before you know it, white man is everything in the world. Yo, God. And you somewhere needing a book to even know what you is and still a rabbit hole. The fuck? The fuck? That's literally what y'all going through right now. Literally. Y'all better got to protect that though. But like I said, ain't no such thing as a new race. It's always going to be millions of the people that still where the sun and the waters make them. And people still fucking over there. The end. You ain't going to never see more Native Americans in Africa, Europe, or Asia. You ain't gonna never see more Asians in America, Europe, or motherfucking Africa. You ain't gonna never see more Africans, Negro tribes, and Arabs and stuff, and Moroccans and Siberian. You ain't gonna never see more of them in America, Asia, or Europe. You ain't gonna never see more white people in America, Asia, or Africa than Europe. So y'all need to stop that. And then since you in America and you're witnessing genocide on Native Americans, you don't know that's what it is. So the history you're getting is like from people you think you are, but these are not your people. They're practicing cultures like genocide, controlling large portions of things, doing shit in Israel, reverse psychology, Iran shit. All of these got R's in them. America colonized, Iran colonized, Iraq colonized, Africa colonized. Why y'all think y'all was named in the 1900s and the 1800s? Is them doing a whole bunch of shit to us Native Americans, then using the pig egg language that we had more in on to start naming everything. This why is India and them Asian Arabs allowing them to call y'all India and Indians when y'all wouldn't even call that to the 1900s? And then why did y'all allow them to call y'all Hindus? Why is y'all allowing everybody in the world to claim who y'all are based upon a caricature named Christopher Columbus? Straight from white boys, only caring about themselves. What? Where? Who? Y'all? Who are you? Like, who are you? Just like y'all Africans. Who are y'all? Why are y'all allowing somebody to just name you African? Like, you know that name came from them dealing with Native Americans and them just not giving a fuck and plagiarizing everybody's culture around the world now. Plagiarizing everybody's names. And then playing these things through like a religious factor. So each scripture in the Bible is some Jesuit in the government playing that shit. And this is their way of owning everybody's land, but then secretly trying to get us on their side by making us by narratives. Hey, let's create a worldwide narratives with our programs to make this country look like they're doing evil stuff. To make this group of, this is what they did to us Native Americans. Make these people look like they're doing evil things. They're just hunter-gatherers. They're savages. Yet, downsized us with poisons and you on a land you don't belong on. For it to even be those type of interactions in the first place. So they got to come up with dumb arguments like travel off the Siberian bridge. Come on now. Listen to a native. They would never tell you that. So if we tell you that we come out the water, this you going to start hearing Masons. This is what they want to argue, but they can't do it outwardly because they don't know. They actually want to say this ain't no logic. We don't come out the water. But really, they can't come up with nothing else. And whatever that they started, they have to keep going with it. Taking somebody else's land. So it's almost like, well, let's just keep convincing everybody traveled from somewhere. But that's a rabbit hole. Why would everybody be traveling everywhere? Where's humans coming from then? They just want everybody to be stupid aliens. Like, it's dumb. Stop listening to them when it comes to history and and knowledge and being in these schools. They're not supposed to be in those schools teaching. No white boy is supposed to be in school teaching. No white boy is supposed to be in no preacher. That's not what they do. You need to do what you and your people do. Find better ways to colonize. If you pluck from people's land, find better ways to feel good about yourself. Take that money and start helping people out. That means slowly but surely, you get your Joel Osteen white ass out these churches and help somebody else uplift their family in these churches and be somewhere and sit down somewhere. Like if you want to be a boss or whatever. Get your white ass off these judge seats and get your white ass from these tables. Create a building for us to have some round tables or whatever the case may be. Or whatever you do from this day forward, and it been that way, is racism. Because you're not even connected with us to even be making no decisions for us. You know what I'm saying? And then when you make things hard for us, we persevere over that. So it's like we have a better mind than you. It's like if we was even in your position, we know how to do it better, almost like. because we're kicked down, still somehow persevere with a blockage on it after the fact, and still got a more healthier mind than y'all. So it's like, it's a clear separation right now, who's degenerate or not. And it just so happens degenerate people are the people in government now. And these are just humans, puny humans now. You know what I'm saying? So we at that point now where you have to start looking at people as regular people. They can't use words like government or anything anymore. You're just a puny human. And if you take it further, it looks like you're using money. Who paying for this? You know what I'm saying? That's just what it looked like. And when I say take it further, I'm not talking about negative shit or fear shit. I'm talking about the narrative creating shit. Where is this money coming from for you to be in a position to tell us anything about news, what's happening? You should be funding us to do these things. And if you want to be on the news, people will be excited to watch the news, because we'll be like, oh, is they gonna talk about my city today? And what we did, we had news cameras ride by to check on us, what we was doing with our shit, what we were doing in our liberation, what we doing with our shit and shit like that. And the crime going down and the community looking cleaner. Other than that, you don't give us nothing to care about something. Why the fuck should we try to build it up for ourselves just if we know y'all get ready to tear it down in some way to make it seem like we degenerates when y'all the only ones acting in degenerate shit? So we're allowing y'all right now to just be degenerates. So you have to understand, it's not y'all having to piggyback from us. No, we're just sitting back and allowing you to self-implode. So whatever you do, even if, for an example, this P.Diddy case, we know y'all trying to relate to us by not charging them guilty with the RICO charge. But the thing itself is, we know that y'all need to still get them for something. So that's where the prostitute come and thing. So here's the thing. It's not about y'all working with us. It's us looking at y'all like, oh, y'all just degenerates. All right, once y'all done with everything y'all started and stuff like that, all right, we don't need none of y'all no more. All of these are examples of just going ahead, finish packing up y'all bags. Not y'all having to piggyback from us. Even when y'all doing psyops, y'all, it's like y'all adding more fuel to the fire. No people elder and want to see that with their children no more, or nobody want to see that with, you see what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, go ahead, y'all can finish. We're gonna let y'all have it. Y'all got it. Y'all win. Y'all shadow ban. Y'all do psyops. Y'all do this. Y'all do that. But we all sitting here watching. These are y'all actions though, not ours. All the way down to fucking with good people. Even cases y'all trying to create narratives where we know nasty. We know P.Diddy should have went down for domestic stuff. No, y'all got a system where Cassie got $1 million for it and stuff like that, and she didn't. And then now y'all added her to the case again for okay. Go ahead, finish up what y'all doing. Finish everything, we see it. All right, but in the spiritual world, it's just trickling down physically. Y'all just really packing up the rest of y'all shit and getting the fuck on. You know what I'm saying? The way y'all trying to control or whatever y'all think y'all doing, it's in reverse in the spiritual world. It don't happen in the way you think it happens. So when you hear old stories about the government gonna fail, the government gonna shut down, everything y'all doing to uphold it is how it failed, because you're not in that shift anymore. See what I'm saying? So it's not that you have to protect something in an old and outdated way. It's literally nothing you can do. The thought process alone is degenerate. And whoever is the seed planters of the thought process is getting judged in the holy world at the moment. It's just being filtered down through us as blood cells to appear to be us what we doing. We don't know what we doing. We're reacting. The universe don't happen to us. It don't happen for us. It's just happening through us. So you cannot control what's happening through me or someone else as if someone else not going to have the same ideology about this shift that we're going through. You're just sparking concepts of other people looking at it, of shit that they're going to be like, wait a minute, I thought I was taught to do this. Why what I'm doing now appear to be something used against me? Beyond that sex trafficking shit, we seeing this in every area. All the way down to this content creation shit. These are not things you actually can use though to maintain your position as a scroll. Actually, people have their own actual emerald tablets, and if you're not in this shift, you can't make no new glorified body either, and you shall be shamed. You shall be shamed. Any glorified thing you're trying to do, you will be shamed, and that has nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? You gonna even start second questioning what you probably been doing that was right, it don't appear to it might not get the right reaction. That already let you know you've been doing something wrong, and you're more on a percentage scale of validation issues. Because if you was doing something right, that's less on a percentage scale of worrying about if other people will relate to it or not, because whatever you're doing is already on your own relatable. So whoever don't even know you, if they're doing something relatable, they'll be able to tie the two different things that y'all doing together as this person got grace what they're doing, and it's understandable. At some point, if that's not there, you can't come with God. But you don't have to die to experience it. It's going to be now. Whatever you're even boasting yourself up to think you're in a position, it's not going to work. You know what I'm saying? You're boasting nonsense. It's lostness. It's frivolous. Almost down to the point that I'm waiting to see somebody who's frustrating themselves trying to prove something to others, all the way to, let's say, buying property. If you're part of a cult, if you free man, we want y'all to do that. And ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, let's just use this as an example. When people go hard with how we see Israel doing it right now. Yeah, you can go hard, drop some money, and be like, yeah, my family can sit there and do that, whatever the case may be, and get money off of this slavery property tax. But I'm still waiting to see somebody be able to pack up a land, put it in a suitcase, and take your land on vacation. And until I see that, nothing about property even makes sense unless it got something to do with slavery. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't creating no system around the landmass you on. You can be there based upon an expertise or what you're getting into, and we're setting up a system around that. Everything is going to be chaos based off immigration starting points, because our laws is being controlled by immigrants. So they don't have no common sense. But I love all y'all from the bottom of my heart. Flight boss, bitch, you know. For sure. You're not listening to the Mind of an Antares Moon. I'm the Royal Archangel Uriel. And I'm here to carry out God's duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And what this case have taught us is Cassie was never an artist. She's a prostitute. And P.Diddy don't write his own lyrics or make his own beats. He a pimp. And the government pick people, part of their institutions, colleges maybe, send them Adam Rosses, that's their age and stuff, to get them in a loop system, and then promote something that they're going to lock somebody up for later on down the line, if they locked up enough people that they motivated that became fans of these people. So this is what we have learned today. The government is creating new forms of slavery, and this tactic is bribery and killing or shaming from something that they're doing. So that's what we learned today.